Can I ask, you just said standing poses, and Lauren had like a module where she talks about like elegant postures a little bit as well. And Lauren, you said like don't lean against anything or whatsoever. And I have realized when I speak with people at an event, it's like, oh, always like this. Where do I place my hands? And I'm aware of not obviously not doing this, or like I'm aware of what I should not do. But I haven't found like my 3 or 5 poses that I feel comfortable with.
Mhm. The number one, as I showed you already, this one, it's really good one, but where we can place it, right? So when we are standing, ooh, when we are talking, can you see me? When we're talking, you can have your hands like this, and my leg, one of my legs right now, it's like it was like this. So hips a little bit to the side, and your hands like this, and then you're talking.
You cut out a bit there, Layla. Were
Did
you
you
saying
hear
keep
it?
your
The
hands close
connection
to
was lost.
yourself?
Wait, yeah. So just elbows close to your body, and then you talk. Then you can do whatever you want with your hands and just practice. I think it's because of all the valsing and balls that we did. Imagine you're valsing, and when you're valsing, you're standing like this,
Are you
right?
saying
You have a
waltzing? Dancing?
not valsing, like 19th century, big dresses, like in a
I'm not
ball.
familiar with that term.
Huh?
Valsing?
Valsing, yeah, vals.
Like the dance, like the waltz?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
Okay.
vals in Russia.
Okay.
Yeah. So just imagine as if your hands should be like swan hands, right? Maybe it's also because of my piano lessons and etc. But imagine swan hands and just sit in front of the mirror and try to look at your arm and try to move it slower. No, no, wait, Vladina, I'm looking at it. So you'll need to fall in love with understanding how your body moves, right? Nicole, yeah.
Yeah. For when we're sitting down at events or at dinner, is it better to have like what is the best way for our legs like cross? Like is it there way to cross it or just like two legs together to the side? What is it?
Mm, I have a whole, I have so many lessons on this in the feminine way. But on events, what kind of events are we talking about? Black tie, white tie, casual, what is it?
Oh, they're different. Oh, it differs. Okay, I guess just talk about a few, like the best for this kind of situation.
Okay,
What to do.
the only thing that I can say is that if we're talking about white tie events, and white tie events, it's those big red carpet events, and it's the highest, red carpet events, or um, if you are in Britain and a
Wait, I'm sorry,
queen.
Layla. I'm sorry. I'm going to
Yeah.
interrupt you for 1 second just so this can apply to everyone. Would we say that like a dinner would be the most common event that we go to? Are we going to black tie or white tie events? We are? No.
Not yet.
Okay. Can we talk about like we're going out to dinner with a potential like a new date or our boyfriend or a business dinner? Can we talk about body language and sitting in that setting? Okay.
Okay. Okay, so regarding that then, depending on what character you want to portray, a lot of the times when we want to portray confidence and when you're at business settings, the more in the current world, honestly, depending on the industry again as well, What industries are we talking about? Is it oil? Is it, I don't know,
Let's
just
just talk about
business?
going to dinner with a boyfriend or a husband.
Okay.
Like everyday elegance.
Mm. Yeah, the name of my image consulting company. Daily. Okay. Are we talking about legs or for Nicole or in general the tips? Okay.
Let's start from feet up. Elegant or the way we're sitting. Are we sitting on a hip, one hip? Posture, shoulders, head, hair,
Hmm.
toes up. And
Well,
she starts, is that what you guys want?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I already sat down without explaining. What we want to do, I wanted to say that the only occasion where you cannot cross your legs is the white tie occasion, the red carpet, the queen thing. The only. Everywhere else, right now in the etiquette world, it's okay. Honestly, it's okay. So, how you sit, there are so many poses that you can learn, and that I learned with my girls as well. But what you want to maintain is, first and foremost, of course, it's your posture, right? But you don't want to have your breasts like this, right? Never. Just relaxed shoulders. And you always want to create some kind of interesting lines with your body. And how you can do that is to have some, base where you can slightly um, move your body towards to the side. And the interesting thing is, in my opinion, the more casual and relaxed you look, the more confident you are in general. And also, the body language can help you in business meetings to portray yourself as a person who is more confident. And when you are in a business setting, when you're structured, right, it allows you to structured but relaxed. It allows it allows other people to understand, oh, she's been on these settings, she's been in these meetings, she already knows how to sit, she feels comfortable, instead of sitting like this. This is A plus student, right? A plus student legs together, especially if you do like this, your legs. This is the cute version. You can sit like this in front of a man if you want, I don't know, but um think of, again, as I said, complex complex um, movements.
Okay, so I see you right now. You're sitting on what looks like to be your left hip with your left leg crossed over your right leg.
Yeah,
So would you cross your right leg over your left leg in this instance?
yeah, why not? But this one, right? Because we're changing our positions all the time, right?
Mhm.
But this one exactly, it shows your hip more and your ass more, right? And when
Mhm.
we do this becomes a little bit more sultry. So this means that if we are on a date with someone and things are getting heated up a little bit, and we need to show a little bit more sensuality, then and we can allow ourselves to do that, then we do this, and then the whole body creates more, hourglass line, becomes more sensual, and then we can, depending on the situation, whether you're at a date or not, but you can start caressing your body as well, right? Maybe you're with your husband, right? So, um, yeah, depending on the situation, but probably never on the first day because it would be quite cheap. So,
Okay.
yeah. What about
That that ties into Larissa's question where she asked, how can I embrace and express a more confident and feminine sensuality in an elegant way? So I was telling Layla before you all joined, where I was talking with a girl at the beach and I told her about the dropping the handkerchief technique. And I was like, you should just go she saw a really cute guy that she liked, and I was like, just go walk in front of him because he's like looking around at the beach right now. Just go walk in front of him, otherwise you'll never get his attention. And she walked in front of him with like the most horrible posture, just like unaware of what she looked like, just walked in front of him. And I was telling her like the way you move, and this is also things that I learned from modeling as well as body positioning, which is um, can you talk about Layla, like exposing the neck and the collarbone, like though that degree of sensuality tied in with femininity and elegance?
Mm, what about the neck and the collarbone?
Do you know what I'm referring to when it comes to vulnerability and sensuality?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I feel like you do know. That's why I asked. But like, if as a woman, when we're talking with a man, like if I'm talking to Revi or something and I'm like in the mood or whatever it is, like for example, right now, I'm intentionally aware of one shoulder because otherwise, if I'm like this is much more modest, I suppose. But for me personally, I love to tap into my sexuality, and that's me personally. So I intentionally wear it with one shoulder and I put my hair off to one side because there's more of me exposed. And biologically, this is a very vulnerable part of our body. So if I'm talking to someone, well, let's say I was single and I was talking to a guy that I liked, I would expose this part of myself to show that I feel comfortable with him. And I think very on a subtle level is also showing I trust you. And
Mm.
it's like the sensual way of saying like,
Or
I trust you.
no, 1 second. Ooh, ooh.
You're, we hear you. You're back. You're back.
Okay, so yeah, there are so many things that you can do as a woman. There's so many things, yeah. But in general, as a feminine woman, the more soft parts of your body that you show to a man, the better, right? And usually those parts, how I'm thinking is, um, maybe I'm too Russian to think about it. Maybe I'm a spy, who knows? But I'm thinking, okay, the parts that are really easy to cut, or like it's going to be a lot of blood if you cut it. If you expose those ones to the man, um, really feminine, like the really soft parts, right? If you cut here, you're almost dead, right? So things like this. But other than that, one thing in Elegance 104, by the way, Lauren, you might be interested in watching it. I uploaded it today. So in Elegance 104, what I was talking about, think of energetic centers of women and men. Energetically, our center, what we give, and the way that our body is built, we have boobs, right? So our energy, we give energy here, and that's why men like to hug us because there's the boobs and stuff, and the energy is going right to them. And male energy is down there in their parts, right? So when we are, in the bedroom, there's this cycle going on. So from them to us, and down there we take, right? And here we give, and they take here, right? So as a woman, this is our energetic center. And when I'm thinking of being graceful or grounding myself, the first, or maybe trying to raise my sexuality, the first thing where I'm going is here. And when I'm trying to create some sort of energy as a woman, I go here. I don't go down there, right? Men can go down there, right? Um, and here for me, um, this is the energetic feminine center. So when we want to feel closer to a man, naturally, we will want to lean closer to him, right? So if you're seated with a man, if he's masculine, if he has a lot of testosterone, right, he'll probably sit straight and he will not lean. And the feminine guy, he will like lean to you and and ask, like beg or something like that. But the masculine man, he'll sit straight, he'll he won't do any of it, you as a feminine woman, you would want to lean closer to him because here our energetic center, right? Things like this. So many of them, but I already forgot the question. So, wait, you are muted.
Was it my question that you were just answering?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, Larissa had the question she asked in the chat, just being able to express feminine sensuality in an elegant way. So I guess briefly talking about, like, you talked about unspoken communication with men. Can you elaborate on that?
Unspoken communication with men, non-verbal communication with men, communicating certain things without words, right? Okay, let's learn 3 things, but I have hours of lessons there. So 3 things that we can learn, right? Number 1 thing, really feminine thing, and what stands behind it, tilting your head. When you're talking to someone, when you're talking to a man, tilt your head just a little bit when you're talking to him, right? Because what it represents, it represents, shyness and also natural sweetness and cuteness of yours, because it's like a child who cannot keep his head straight because children's necks are really weak, right? So they cannot keep their heads straight. So tilting a little bit when you're listening. It adds cuteness, and all men get horny because of the cuteness of women. I'm telling you, the cuter are, the better. So tilting in general when you're talking. This should be your non-stop thing when talking to men in romantic way. When you're in the business world, better not. Because this, when straight, think of, soldiers who have their necks straight, everything is like this. So it means strength, right? One thing. Second thing, crossing. When you are seated, crossing, twisting, I'm sorry, twisting. So twisting, like this. This adds some youthfulness, right? Or when you are standing, or let's say the man is here and you were both watching something, right? And then you twisting your body, and then at a certain point you're talking, and I'm already twisting, you see? I'm already a little bit twisting. My head is one way, my body is another way, so it's a twist. So you're talking, and then the man is saying something, and then you say, don't know, you know? And things like this. Twisting your body, using your shoulders when you're talking, not being afraid of expressing your emotions, adding a little bit of a shoulder when you're talking. Or the man is saying something, and while he's talking, blah, 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 and then you're like, A lot of women are afraid to express emotions in general, and men are so attracted to women who are expressing their emotions really clearly but subtly, not too much, with your face, but clearly, subtly, interestingly, in a way that a lot of people don't move, in a way that a lot of people are afraid to move. In general, women are afraid to move nowadays, but when you're gonna learn this elegant body language, all men will fall for you because of your movements. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, okay.
Does anyone have any other questions before we
I
end?
have one more question.
Go ahead, Hannah.
I go to a lot of like networking events. I am a luxury real estate advisor, and I go to these events usually alone to network. And I'm wondering, besides like good posture and, looking ahead and feeling confident, etc., are there any tips that you have for me or anyone else that goes to events like the any networking event that you're wanting to be approachable but seen as polished and elegant that you have?
Approachable, polished, yet elegant. You go there to network just to get friends or to get business connections? What kind of character do you want to portray? Some women go there to find a husband, so there are different tactics and stuff.
I'm not looking for a husband. I am looking for potential leads.
Yeah.
But so to be friendly, and then hopefully that turns into a business.
Mm. Leads, are they usually male or female?
I aim for female.
Mm. Oh, okay. Number one thing that I would say, don't tilt your head when you're talking to a female. This is only for men when you're talking to men, because when you tilt your head when you're talking to a female, it's like from Mean Girls, that blonde girl. There's the scene where she was talking and then she did this or something like that, as if you're like looking at a child. So don't do that. Um, Learn the elegant body language, and when you master it, right? When it, all women would like to be near you, they would like to be like you, they will adore you. And when you master it, they'll think, oh, her background is probably just amazing, right? And her family is probably amazing. And the way that she mm, shows herself to the world is just so sophisticated. Yeah, we can talk about it if you want, but can you navigate me? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's talk about, yeah.
Well, for example, I usually walk into a room with a lot of confidence, and I notice that people will notice me or look at me or something, and then I almost feel like I'm not approachable. And I don't know if it's I don't know what that means or what I'm doing that causes that, but and I go to these events alone a lot too. Like I'm usually just like a single person doing this. And I am targeting women, and I don't know if it's just because of the city that I'm in and there's a lot of uh women that are not maybe not looking for friends, or I don't know, it can get a little pretentious, but
Mm.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like how to be more approachable and like
Okay.
be confident in that way, because I'm already confident when I walk into a room, but I still have like this, like I'm still intimidated by all these other girls that are in their little groups or something, and occasionally I'll like walk up to people, but I want people to approach me, and then sometimes when I do approach someone, usually I start out by complimenting them, and sometimes that will lead into a conversation, or I will go up to someone and tell them how good their skin looks and start a conversation like that or something, for example. But yeah, so my question is, just by telling you that, do you have any like tips for being more approachable?
So more approachable, more lighter. Maybe we can work on your body language in general. So when you're walking into the room, maybe thinking about walking in confidently, we need to think about what do all of those girls want in general in that room, right? And who would they like to get to know there? What you can offer as an expert that they don't have. Maybe it's also find yourself a pretty like boyfriend, right? Separate. Um, and he'll be just gorgeous, gorgeous looking man, and then you'll be laughing together, and then you'll use it as a tactic. You need something that others would crave in you, in your manner, either a person or when you're walking up to someone, and if you're alone, you must understand as well, when it comes to women, it's hard to build friendships in general and to connect. And when I'm in Dubai and I'm on those events, um, there are, first of all, there are not a lot of women. Second of all, masculine women tend to they're less approachable in general. And as a feminine woman, I'm, for example, it's really hard for me even to connect with a masculine woman as well, you know? So maybe it's your face expressions that we can work on. Maybe work on a little bit of having the corners of your mouth a little bit up, you know, all the time, a little bit. Looking at your face and leads. What are those girls are doing there? What is their goal of those girls?
I don't know. I guess
Uh,
I don't know.
wait,
Maybe to be. Oh, am I paused?
We can hear you.
no, it's all right.
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking of one instance, and it was like a little influencer event, and I mean, I don't know. I guess to be seen or make content or gossip with their other influencer friends. I don't know.
Okay.
I also
Okay,
make sense if there's time.
yeah. I'm gonna finish with Hannah a little bit. So a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, he's making like really, really good money, and he also told me his trick, for example, when he's at any event, he has a goal for himself. He has a strategy. Because when you are not known by other people, when you're not popular, when people are not walking up to you, you are the one walking up to people, right? And if you don't have that celebrity, I don't know, look, etc., and even the pretty people sometimes don't have the celebrity look and or energy. You just have yourself a strategy. Okay, my goal right now for the evening, I'm gonna walk up to every person and I'm gonna find, one thing to talk with them about, and I'm gonna, see something, etc., etc. In them, I'm gonna try to find out maybe where they're from, why they're here. Yes, you're gonna compliment them on something, and you're going to keep it raw and real, and you're going to be charming. And how you can be charming is to listen more than talk, right? And ask them more questions than you talk yourself. Be interested in them, because all people are narcissistic, all people like to talk about themselves, and especially in business, when the person is interested when the person is interested in you, people think, ah, no, 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 you might not even talk about yourself, but you leave a huge impression just by asking people a lot about themselves, right? And you're going to be charming and charismatic, and you're going to increase that likability in general. And then people might talk about you, and then you're going to have that kind of too close kind of meetings. So the first meeting is the networking event, and then after that, maybe you're gonna, create like, hey, let's go here to this cigar lounge, or I don't know, if they're men, right? And then you're gonna have this smaller second kind of closing meeting. So yeah, for 3 minutes, you're gonna talk with each and every single person. You'll try to find something in common, or not in common, but just get to know them and just chat, right? But related to the goal of the whole event, like connected to the whole topic. And also, just by you increasing the amount of people that you talk with, you're going to increase in general your, you know, uh, sales in general, sales percentage and stuff. So yeah, I think that's that. And honestly, because you mentioned the influencer event and then the networking events, etc., etc., you have to read the room and understand what kind of woman they would like to see right now. Are they all more attracted to a woman who is like a boss lady, or can I be right now a little bit more elegant and feminine and light, and they're gonna be attracted more to that? Walk into the room and try to understand, how can I be exceptional like no other people, right? Um, when you walk into the room with men, just by being a woman, you're already exceptional. Already men gonna walk up to you, no matter what, right? You don't even have to be pretty sometimes, but well, yeah. Um, Okay. hmm Read The Art of Seduction and try to seduce people and try to understand who's in front of you. There are different types of seduction described in there. Business is all about seduction and friendships and love and
Mhm.
everything in the world, if you want to think of it like this.
Does
Okay,
anyone
there was another question.
Yeah, I have a
Hyla?
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Leyla, I have a question. How do you approach answering the question about what do you do for work in a way that comes off still very feminine? Because I often find that when I go to events and I hear women speaking about what they do for work, whether it's an event or whether they're even around men that they're trying to speak to, I find that oftentimes it comes off very masculine and very career driven, especially if they're trying to maybe speak to that man or maybe
Hmm.
not be so boss like. Do you find that maybe keeping it vague, or like, do you have any, how do you speak about what you do?
Yeah, so it's creating that elevated pitch that you have in your mind. So what I say, oh, I help women become more elegant and feminine. My
Mm,
answer is simple. And then after that, they're like, oh, I never heard about it before. And how do you do that? And then I say, well, do you want the short story or do you want the long story? I also come from sales, by the way, so all the things are easy for me. Um, the short, they all say the long story because I'm charming and they want to spend more time with me and etc. And then I just start blabbering and talking and they're just annoyed, etc. But what do you do?
me? Oh, I was actually going to ask you before I answer that. Do you ever feel like you have to downplay, or do you ever downplay, like if someone asks you, like, like, do you ever find that it comes off a little bit more, let's just say masculine or intimidating, if you were to actually share the scale in which you're successful? Do you ever downplay that?
The thing is, when you're around wealthy people, they all have really, really interesting elevated pitches, and they never actually say what they do, right? So
Right.
if a person who's in front of you, they start, talking about what they do, etc., etc. Even men don't talk really about, too much about, oh, I do this and that, and I achieve this and that. They have just one sentence that describes in general what they do and maybe the industry that they're in. And then if the person, because we don't have time to describe and people are not interested, but you can hook on to maybe if you're in real estate, um like I help people find, I don't know, cozy homes, I don't know, like
No,
some
that
cute
sounds
stuff.
nice. Yeah, it like truly like the essence of what you do versus I work at this place, that place. Like I feel like it's just the approach and how you say it that
Yeah.
gives off the energy. Yeah.
And when you're around wealthy people and when you're around successful people, especially when I'm in Dubai, the funnier you are, the more casual you are, the more, the more fun you have, the better the close rate, the better the connections. No one is really, oh, I do this, and that, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. Everyone is just joking around. And I think that's why I'm so easy on, getting into. As a woman, we have this fluid, adaptive energy where we're like water. And if you would like to be in, surroundings of quite rich, successful, wealthy men, etc., you need to be really fluid as well. And because they are actually like that, and they're, like sharks. And
Mhm.
you also can be a fish in the sea, and like relax and joke around and stuff. Like you've always been here,
That's
right?
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, and in the chat.
Okay, this will be our last question because I do have to go. Unfortunately, as much as I'm enjoying this. So, Larissa, your question.
By the way, but wait, Larissa. This is my mother's name. So my mom's name is Larissa. Yeah. So this is funny. How can I make meaningful professional connections with men while ensuring clear boundaries and keeping the focus strictly on business networking? Ooh, ooh, right into my heart. Oh my God. This is such a, ooh, as a feminine woman, this is so freaking hard. I understand you so well. Oh my God. This is the reason why I stopped working with men in general, because I also worked with men. And everyone freaking were hitting on me. So It's a Russian name. A Russian woman told me, thank you. Oh, no, it's actually a Greek name, and it means like a name of the bird or something like that. Okay. Meaningful professional connections with men while ensuring clear boundaries and keeping the focus strictly on business. No flirting, no tilting, less smiling, um, talk about business. But the thing is, if you're a pretty woman, no matter what you do, if you're feminine in general, if you are elegant, no matter what they do, every man will think about sleeping with you, or imagining. They get all of them. It's just their nature. All of them gonna do that. You cannot do anything with it. It's gonna happen. It's this general, male female thing. But how to do that?
You're good.
Okay. So the second that they try to hit on you, cut it. Yeah. The second that they try to hit on you, you cut it. You cut it relentlessly. You cut it right there, right now. If someone is trying to touch you, get closer to you, I don't know in what country you are, but especially in Dubai, cut it. Get away. You don't say get away, you are going away. And you also ensure that you are in an environment that other people can see what's happening with you, and who touch you, trace your hair, touch your waist. Doesn't matter if you're in Dubai or not, they're gonna do that. And that's men. And if you're feminine, and I see you're feminine, it's gonna happen. Yeah. Exposure to other people, because they're gonna think, oh, I cannot do much stuff because other people will see. Not being in one room, cut relentlessly what's happening. Even if you, for me, for example, when it happens to me, in the past, so a man, for example, would touch me, right? And then I would freeze. I wouldn't know what to do, right? And the man is influential, and the man is kind of really big man, right? And um, if I behave in any other way, there are also other people somewhere there, and if I'm going to be too loud, it would hit his reputation. And men care a lot about the business. And if I hit his reputation by acting a certain way, then it's going to be all bad. So you just move. You don't do anything. It happened. You cannot do anything. So you just move to a safer place, and you find someone who can take care of you. You just need to ensure that. You need to ensure that it's a really, really important topic. You say, I'm so sorry, but I'm to, I don't know, a woman or a man that you trust. That's why I try to go to events with someone always, or someone that I know. That's why I never go to clubs alone. So I never really go to clubs. So what am I talking about? So when that is happening, you just get closer to someone who can take care of you as a woman, and that's it. Because every man is going to try to get closer to you, touch you, etc. So yeah, if you have any additional questions, because I don't know the depth of your question, right? I don't know what exactly you want to talk about. Is it the protection from other people? Is it your boundaries? It's maybe more how to keep it all business wise. If you want to keep it more business wise, then it's going to be, just talk about business. Don't smile. Don't make cute faces. Don't make cute noises. Yeah, but I'll have to. I saw your Instagram, Larissa, because as soon as I saw your name, I was like, I have to look at her. You're very smiley and you're cute. Just don't smile in front of men. For you specifically, just don't. So, yeah, in business. So yeah, that's this, and I think we're gonna
Wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay, if anyone has any other questions, you can message Leyla or post them in the community because, wow, Leyla and I are connected and I'll share them with her. So thank you so much, Leyla, for coming and speaking with us. You are so amazing. We're so thankful for you. And I'm sure we'd love to have you in the future as well, maybe give a talk on something more specific as well. So maybe we can do that in the future. So that is a wrap for today. We did go over, but it was so good. And I will see you all next week. I'll announce the topic likely on Friday. So I'll see you all next week. And again, Leyla, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and you're all really lovely.
All right. Bye, you guys. See you next week.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.